What if I told you that a small jar of salt, sitting in the wrong corner of your home right now, could be the exact reason your money never seems to stay? And what if moving that same jar just a few feet could start turning things around? Hello, beautiful souls. I'm so glad you're here. Today we're going to talk about something so simple that most people walk right past it every single day without a second thought. Salt. Not the kind you sprinkle on your dinner, but the kind that, when placed with intention, can quietly reshape the energy of your entire home. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly where to put your salt jar, what kind of jar to choose, and why this one small habit has been trusted for generations to protect a household's peace and its prosperity. Before I tell you exactly what to write, I want to speak to you like a real person, because that is what this space is about. If you are watching from the USA, please press the hype button if it is showing on your screen. It helps this video reach more people in the USA during the first few days after upload. And if you are watching from another country, write your country in the comments. I really love seeing where you are all from. Also, please like this video and subscribe to Tranquility Insights for more peaceful, powerful, and positive content. And if you leave a comment, know that I do read them. I may not reply to every single one, but I truly see them, and I appreciate them. Why salt? The quiet power behind the grain. Let's start with the why, because once you understand this, everything else will make perfect sense. Salt has been treated as sacred for thousands of years, across cultures that never even spoke to one another. Ancient healers used it to preserve food and cleanse wounds. Priests and monks scattered it across thresholds to keep out what they couldn't see but could feel. New homeowners in countless traditions still sprinkle salt through their front rooms before they move a single piece of furniture in. Why? Because salt has always been understood as something that draws in what is heavy and leaves behind what is light. Think about how salt behaves in the physical world. It pulls moisture out of the air. It preserves what would otherwise spoil. It cleanses. Now take that same quality and apply it to the invisible layer of energy that moves through your home, the mood you feel when you walk in the door, the tension that lingers after an argument, the heaviness that settles into a room nobody uses. In the philosophy of home energy, that invisible current is often called Qi, or life force. When it moves freely, a household tends to feel calm, connected, and abundant. When it gets stuck in a dark corner, behind a cluttered door, near a leaking pipe, that stagnation shows up as arguments, exhaustion, and yes, financial struggle that seems to have no clear cause. A jar of salt, placed with intention, acts like a quiet filter. It doesn't perform miracles overnight, but many people who try this notice something within days: a lighter feeling in the house, deeper sleep, fewer petty arguments, and a strange sense that the air itself feels easier to breathe. That's the foundation. Now let's talk about exactly where to place it. Location 1. Just behind your front door. If your home were a body, the front door would be its mouth, the place where everything enters first. Every time that door swings open, it's not just sunlight and fresh air coming through. Every mood, every stranger's energy, every ounce of stress you carried home from work walks through that same doorway. Placing a jar of salt just inside your entrance, off to the side where it won't be kicked or knocked over, creates a kind of energetic doormat. It catches the heaviness before it has a chance to spread through the rest of your home. This spot matters especially for money, because in almost every tradition of home energy, the front entrance is considered the gateway through which opportunity arrives. A clogged, chaotic entryway makes it harder for good fortune to find its way in. A clean, calm one welcomes it. There's a bonus effect here too: stability. When the entrance is energetically settled, the rest of the home feels less rattled by the outside world. And when your mind feels settled, you tend to make clearer, wiser decisions, including decisions about money. Location 2. The forgotten space under your staircase. Here's one almost nobody thinks about. If you have a staircase in your home, take a moment and picture the space underneath it. Dark, low ceiling, barely visited. Maybe it's storage, maybe it's just nothing. That nothing space is exactly the problem. Areas that stay dim, still, and unused for long stretches of time tend to collect what's often called yin energy, heavy, stagnant, lifeless. And wealth by nature needs movement. Money that stops moving stops growing. So when a pocket of your home sits in permanent stillness, it can quietly work against the flow you're trying to build everywhere else. A jar of salt tucked into that understair space acts like a slow, steady vacuum for stagnant energy. Over time, it helps restore balance between the constant motion happening on the stairs above and the stillness sitting below them. There's also a simple psychological layer here. When even the ignored corners of your home feel cared for, something in you relaxes. That subtle sense of everything here is looked after tends to translate into calmer, more confident choices, including financial ones. Location 3, just outside the bathroom. Now this one comes with an important detail, so listen closely. The bathroom is considered one of the most sensitive rooms in the house because it's tied directly to drainage, water flowing out and away. Symbolically, that makes it a place where energy, including financial energy, can quietly leak out unnoticed. Here's the detail. Never place your salt jar inside the bathroom itself. The constant moisture will break the salt down fast and rob it of its purpose. Instead, place it just outside the door, in a small, discreet spot nearby. Positioned there, the jar acts like a checkpoint, catching and absorbing the heavier energy trying to drift out of that space before it spreads into your hallway, your bedroom, or your kitchen. If you want to take it a step further, you can add a few dried garlic cloves or a curl of dried orange peel next to the jar. These aren't charms with magical powers. Think of them more like a quiet daily reminder to keep that part of your home clean, fresh, and intentional. Location 4. Your home's wealth corner, the southeast. This next one is considered by many practitioners the single most important spot in the whole house when it comes to money. Stand in the center of your home, your living room works well, and orient yourself using a compass or your phone's compass app. Find southeast. If you don't have a compass handy, picture your home as a simple square with north at the top. Southeast will be the lower left section. This corner is traditionally tied to the wood element, the energy of growth, expansion, and accumulation. Think of a tree. It needs clean soil and clear light to grow tall. Your wealth corner needs the same thing, a clean, uncluttered, well-lit space, free of anything heavy or stagnant. Salt placed here works almost like a soil treatment. It clears away the interference so growth has room to happen. When this corner is well maintained, many people describe money starting to feel less like random luck and more like something steady and earned. Clearer decisions, better opportunities, a growing sense that things are finally moving in the right direction. One important rule: this corner must stay bright, dry, and clean. If it's damp, dark, or cluttered, the salt will clump and lose its effectiveness almost immediately. So give this space a little care before you place your jar there. Location 5. The northwest corner, your circle of support. Our final spot is the northwest corner, often linked to mentors, allies, and the kind of help that shows up exactly when you need it most. Here's the honest truth about most success stories. Very few people build wealth completely alone. Somewhere along the way, someone opened a door, gave a piece of advice, made an introduction, or simply believed in them before it made sense to. This corner is said to govern that kind of support. When the northwest corner is cluttered or neglected, the story goes that help becomes harder to find, opportunities feel scarce, doors stay closed. When it's kept clear and cared for, the right people seem to show up more often. A salt jar here works the same way it does everywhere else, clearing out stagnant energy so the space feels open and inviting. You can add a small coin or a slice of dried ginger nearby if you like. Small, symbolic reminders rather than magic tricks, there to keep your intention front and center. Keep this space clean and reasonably well lit, and give it a little attention every so often. Neglect it, and the salt won't have much to work with. Choosing the right jar. This part actually matters. Now, before you run off and grab any container in your kitchen, let's talk about the jar itself, because the vessel matters almost as much as the placement. Material. Ceramic is the top choice. It carries an earthy, grounded quality that pairs beautifully with salt's cleansing nature. No ceramic on hand? A thick glass jar works well too, symbolizing clarity and honesty, especially helpful if your goal is to bring more transparency into your finances. Avoid plastic entirely. It's synthetic and carries no natural energetic weight. Metal is also worth skipping, since salt is tied to water energy, and the two don't always play nicely together. Color. A soft white jar keeps things feeling pure and light. Earthy tones like clay or terracotta bring a grounded, stable feeling. If you want an extra touch of vibrancy, tie a piece of red string around the jar, a small traditional nod to luck and warmth. Shape. Round and smooth beats sharp and angular every time. Rounded jars let energy move around them gently, while jars with hard edges can create friction rather than flow. The salt itself. Skip the refined table salt. Reach for coarse, unrefined sea salt instead. It's closer to its raw, natural state, and that raw quality is exactly what gives it its cleansing strength. Here's the truth behind all of this. A jar of salt isn't going to deposit money into your bank account. What it can do, what generations of people have believed it does, is help clear the invisible clutter that keeps a home, and the people in it, feeling stuck, tense, and unsettled. And when your home feels calmer, when the energy moves instead of stagnates, when even the forgotten corners feel cared for, something in you shifts too. You think more clearly, you worry less, you make steadier decisions. And more often than not, that steadiness is exactly what allows opportunity, and yes, money, to finally take root and stay. It's not superstition, it's intention, made physical, in the simplest way possible. One small jar, chosen carefully, placed thoughtfully, in a home that deserves a little more peace. If this resonated with you, drop a comment below and tell me, which corner of your home are you placing your first jar in? I'd genuinely love to know. And if you enjoyed this, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Tranquility Insights. Every week, we'll keep exploring small, simple practices that bring more calm, clarity, and abundance into your everyday life. Until next time, may your home be light, your mind be clear, and your path be abundant.